I made a video about 5 months ago talking about MySlabs and how it could be a good alternative platform to buy and sell slab cards. I tested that theory by listing 42 slabs on the site to see how well they sell and to see what the fees were. Hey, what's going on guys? It's Eagleman here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing MySlabs and taking a look at some of the data that I've acquired by selling some cards on the site. If you haven't heard of MySlabs, I recommend first watching the video that I made about 5 months ago talking about the site and what it's all about. In that video, I also showed the exact cards that I was listing on the site. But basically what MySlabs is it's a site for you to sell slabbed trading cards, and also you can sell sealed wax on there. Their whole platform is to try and simplify the buying and the selling process. On top of all that, they try and offer a 1% selling fee, which I'm going to touch on later in the video if that's true or not. And full disclaimer before we get going here, I am not sponsored by MySlabs. They didn't reach out to me and try and endorse me to make this video. I'm making this on my own accord, so I did my own data, my own research. So I am not sponsored by them. I just wanted to make this video for fun. Nevertheless, let's get into the video. Like I said, I listed 42 different slabs on the site to be sold. You can check out my original video to see the exact slabs that I had listed for there. The slabs range from all the major grading companies, PSA, BGS, SGC, etc. They range from low-end cards to high-end cards, different eras from vintage to ultra modern. So it was a very wide variety of slabs to try and get some good data points. And to note, they were all baseball cards, so no other sports or non-sports. They were all baseball related. So of the 42 slabs that I had listed on there, within a couple months, 16 of them sold. And I know what you're thinking, wow, that's really not a lot, 16 out of 42. Well, you also have to take into consideration the type of slab that you're selling. You know, is it actually in demand? Do people actually want to buy it? And also, how much are you asking for that slab? You know, if you list a slab for way more than it's worth, it's probably not going to sell. I wouldn't say that's the case for me. I think most of the slabs that I listed on there weren't super valuable, so that's probably why a lot of them didn't sell. But of those 16 that did sell, they sold very quickly. I mean, as soon as I listed on there, within a week or so, a lot of them were punching out and being sold right away. The remaining slabs that didn't sell, I ended up just listing on eBay auctions and selling them that way. But here's the money breakdown. Here's how much money I actually received from those 16 slabs, and then how much money was taken away for fees and for shipping costs. So of the 16 slabs that sold, I was paid $359.56. $40.02 was taken out for fees, and then I paid $66.86 for shipping costs. Now this is something important to note because MySlabs doesn't create an extra charge for shipping. It's kind of interesting how they do this and how they demand this to be on their site. Basically, there's no second charge for shipping from the buyer. So the shipping cost is technically included in the price of the slab that was sold. So you can kind of look at it as like every slab that sold has free shipping associated with it. So this gets me thinking, like, does the shipping cost count as a fee in this process, or does it not count as a fee in this process because you're already tacking on that extra charge into the cost of the slab? It's really up for interpretation, so I'm going to break it down both ways. So first, if we do consider the cost of shipping to be part of the fee involved in this process, the average fee percentage for the 16 slabs I sold was 29.73%. And that's pretty insane. That's a very high fee percentage. It's way higher than your average on eBay. And there's also something to take note here, that the lower the price of the slab that is sold, the much higher fee percentage that'll be because you're taking into account the shipping. For example, some of my lower ended cards that sold for like $9 had like almost a 70 to 75% fee percentage, which is crazy, but that's because the shipping cost was nearly half of what the slab sold for. But if you look at my most expensive card that sold, which was $116.15, that fee percentage, including the shipping cost, was about 9.8%. which is really good. In fact, that's actually better than your average on eBay. And that's just because the cost of shipping really doesn't play a huge fraction into what the actual price of the slab sold for. So the higher you sell your slabs for, the better fee percentage you're gonna get, and that's if you're including the cost of shipping. So what if we don't consider the cost of shipping a fee? Again, this is all for interpretation, whether you want to consider the cost of shipping a fee in this process. So if we don't consider the cost of shipping a fee in this process, what does that look like? In this case, the average fee percentage for the 16 slabs sold when you don't consider shipping part of the fee, it's about 10%. Now we're talking. That is a great fee percentage. 10% for your average sales. That is a fantastic fee percentage to work with. That same highest price card that I sold for had about a 5.8% fee percentage. that is very manageable and very appealing as a seller. The lower price slabs that I sold ended up having about a 20% fee percentage, and that's not super great. Again, it's not on the same level as eBay. It's not as good as eBay, but still 20% is pretty manageable, especially for slabs that I was selling for about $9 to $10. It's important to know, like, I only sold 16 slabs, so this is not a very large data set that I'm working with. Plus, of those 16 cards, and I'll show the exact cards and for how much they actually sold for, you look at those, I didn't sell very high-end cards. A lot of them were very, very low-end slabs, couple middle end, and then I think really only one high-end card. But by doing this, by breaking down some of these fee percentage, you can kind of get a general idea of how much money will be taken out for a type of card that'll be sold and for how much that card will be sold. Obviously, the more sales, the more data you'll get, but you can kind of get a general idea of how much fee percentage. So MySlabs claimed a 1% selling fee. Even if you don't consider shipping part of that, I don't think that's really true. Maybe if you sell some very, very high-end cards, like in the $1,000, $2,000 range, that fee percentage might drop down close to the 1%. I don't know. I don't have slabs worth that much to be selling on the site. It might be worth taking a look at to see if that's actually the case. But for my highest price slab that sold, it was about a 5.8%. And if you include shipping in that, it's about 9 point something percent, which is very, very manageable. It's really not bad, and that's actually much better than eBay. So it really all depends on if you consider shipping part of the fee process. If you do consider it part of the fee process, then maybe using MySlabs, you should really only consider selling your higher end slabs on there to really better yourself than selling it on eBay. But if you don't consider shipping part of the fee process, then yeah, go for it. Definitely use MySlabs as an alternative platform. MySlabs is good because you also aren't bound to selling on that platform. They actually state that when you first apply to be a seller on there. They say if you want to sell cards on other platforms, that's okay. But if the card sells, make sure you take it off of this platform so that there's no issues with buyers and sellers messing up cards that you don't even own. But using MySlabs is a very easy service, both as a buyer and as a seller. This is something I noticed right away. I listed all 42 of those slabs in about less than an hour, and that included taking all the photos. So that's very, very efficient to list your slabs on the site. It's also very easy to buy things on the site. The filter options and the search options, they're very in tune and key to what you're trying to find. It's really great. It's honestly a very great service to buy and sell. The only thing I don't really like about MySlabs right now is it's not popular. There's not a lot of traffic on the site. Now this can actually mean a good thing as a buyer if you're trying to buy slabs and you see a slab that you like on the site. That means there are not that many people that you're going to be competing with to send in offers or try and get a really nice deal on a slab. But as a seller, you're trying to sell something and you put it on MySlabs, you're not going to get a lot of views on it, unfortunately. And that's just because it's not a popular site. Yet that is. It might grow into something really spectacular. And if they don't change that fee percentage, it might remain a very, very good platform and a great alternative to eBay. But right now, there's just not a lot of eyes on slabs on that site. So in conclusion, MySlabs, yes, pretty good alternative platform to sell your slabs on. Whether or not you consider shipping a fee in this whole process as like an extra fee, it's still a good platform to sell on. It's still a really good alternative platform. You can list your cards both on eBay and on MySlabs, and you'll probably get more traffic just by doing that. I ended up selling a bunch of cards on the site, and it happened very, very quickly, and it was very easy to use, so I didn't waste too much time listing the cards that didn't actually sell. Plus, it was a lot of fun, and I actually managed to buy a couple things off the site for myself as well, just because it was very easy to use. So hopefully this video gave you guys some insight about MySlabs. Again, I'm not sponsored by them. I've never been reached out by them at all. I just wanted to make this video for myself to try and get some data on, and then spread the news to you guys too if you're ever interested in using the site. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for today's video. I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed it, please like and subscribe for more sports card content coming your way. This has been Eagle Man, and I'll see you guys next time.